All right, welcome to the Juice This Dojo. So today I'm here at my home, my private house. And before I get into the reason why I'm holding the shotgun, I'm standing in front of this gift that my wife had gotten me. It's from the University of Notre Dame. It says, "Play like a champion today." And it's actually autographed by Rudy Rudiger. I love that movie, Rudy. It's about the smallest player to ever make the team and actually play in the game. Rudy Rudiger. Rudy. Love that movie. It's been authenticated. I've had this for years. One of the best gifts I've ever received. So, today I'm presenting you my shotgun that I own. Totally legal. Let me preface by saying that I hope to never, ever have to use this against a human being. Ever. I've been a gun owner ever since I came back. Let me put this down for a minute. I've been a gun owner since I came back from the Air Force back in 1993. This isn't my first shotgun. The first shotgun I had was actually a Remington, which I do like better than this one. So I do support the Second Amendment of the Constitution, which guarantees our right to bear arms. This is not going to be this is not a political channel by any means. But in the wake of also the shooting of Charlie Kirk, whether you agree with him or not, there's no place for that type of violence in the world, but there is. So my condolences to the family. That being said, Second Amendment, it is all right. Everyone knows that New York State and California are the most difficult states to attain a weapon. Unless you're a criminal, of course. You know. So I'm going to get into the pistol permit application, which I had put in months ago. But first I want to talk to you a little bit about this weapon. And also, I talk about jiu-jitsu a lot on this channel. And if you could just imagine you're in the middle of the night, someone breaks into your home. You think you're going to give them? I'm going to give them a fair fight and do jiu-jitsu with them? No, absolutely not. Thank God I've never been in that position. However, there was an incident that led me to really move my feet in getting a pistol, which I'm still in the process, evidently. I'll get into that. So anyway, what I have here is a Stevens shotgun. Holds 7 shells. I purchased this at Dick's Sporting Goods, where all I had to present was my driver's license, and they did a background check. I'm all for background checks. All for it. Anyway, I purchased the weapon. I've had this for years, about 10 years or so. But I'll keep it in my room. I had the shells. Let me show you what the shells look like. Place this down. This is what a shotgun shell looks like. I have a box right here. This is what shotgun shells look like. But this is actually bird shot. This is to shoot. They're different type of shotgun shells. They're something called slug, which is like a ball of metal, a ball of lead. That's for shooting big game, a deer, bear. There's also something called buckshot, which is a bunch of little BBs in there, and it sprays. But this is birdshot. I've never hunted. I would like to one day. But I really got this really for just in case of a survival situation. because in these neck of the woods where I live, I mean, they're deer, but not so prevalent in this area. But birds, big geese, and I'm sure they taste nasty also. But in a survival situation, you never know. Anyway, so I used to keep my shotgun beside my bed, which I still do. But I had the shells also, like in a drawer. I don't have any children at home. They're grown away. Just me and my wife. So, once again, safe neighborhood. Never really have to use it, but it's there if need be. Anyway, this was about 6-7 months ago or so. I must have been watching The Walking Dead or something. But I had a nightmare that people were breaking into my house. I woke up, and as I woke up also, it was a windy night as well. A big old, by the time I didn't know it, but something banged into my house. I was like, oh, what? You know, I was very startled. So I got my shotgun, but now I got to look for the shells. Now I'm looking for the shells. Now I have to load the weapon because I kept it unloaded. Wasted a lot of valuable time. And I didn't want to turn on the lights just in case, in my mind at the time. You know, maybe there's intruders here. Maybe they're outside. I don't know. They see the lights go on and, you know, I don't want to show my hand if that was the case. So it took me a lot of valuable time. Then, you know, I exit. Look how big this is. It's a big weapon. I think this is, let me measure it real quick because there are legal things involved. But this is legal. This is stock. I didn't do anything to this weapon. And mind you, the safety is on. It is loaded, and there is one in the chamber. Just to let you know. That's why I keep it now. This is 39.5 inches long. So I came out of my room, and it's like the hallway was tight. So as soon as I come up to my room, like if there was someone in that hallway, they could have easily just grabbed the gun right out my hand. I didn't like that. To clear a room, I have 2 other rooms here. As I go, it's just so long and big and cumbersome before I get into the open area of the living room and the kitchen. It was so big. Anyway, turned out to be nothing at all. A big old branch fell off my tree, smashed into my house. But it was an eye-opening moment for me. The time it took me to load this up, and then the inefficiency of clearing the house with this long weapon. I was like, you know what? Now it's time to, you know, in the event that something did occur, it took too long to address the threat. Too long. So from that night forward, I'd now keep it loaded with one in the chamber. The safety is on. My safety's right there. And I don't like the safety on this gun either. I like the one on my Remington was actually an up and down switch, which actually says safety on, safety off. This is just a button you push in and out, and one is highlighted with a little bit of red. I had to play with it at first when I first bought it. Dry, of course, nothing inside, to figure out what's safe and what's not. So I do have it on safe now, always safe. Rule of thumb, never point this at anything that you're not willing to destroy. It's not a toy. If there are children at home, or even teens especially, you need a safe. I do have a case with a lock. Over the summer, my grandkids came over. The gun went into the safe. It's actually a safety box that this is called, a safety case. It got locked, and it got put in the shed. No accidents. I mean, the likelihood of anything happening in this particular neighborhood is slim to none, fortunately. But safety is paramount with these things. It's not a toy. I would suggest if you've never fired a weapon, if you intend on getting one, you need training. New York City is going to be very difficult to get. And that's going to lead me to my application in a minute and what I ran into. But yeah, middle of the night, someone breaks into my home, you're not getting a fair fight. Sorry, it's me and my wife here. No, you've already crossed the line. This is what you're going to get. Okay, and I think most people feel that way. Most homeowners feel that way. Most gun owners, and in my particular area, there are many homeowners that own weapons, very responsible, and everything is, for the people that I've spoken to, everything is legal beagle. Right? I'm trying to keep things legal here. So I realized I would like to have a pistol for easy maneuverability. So I applied. It's an application. Let me reach it right here because it was just returned to me. I applied in April. It is now September. I gotta put my eyes on for a second here. So they returned my money order. This is from the Putnam County Clerk's Office. I live in Putnam County. So my money order for $88 was returned. My entire application was returned. Where's those pictures? There's pictures you had to take at the post office. That was returned also. Can't seem to find it at the moment. But you have to get your photo taken, like for passports. You gotta go to the post office, get that done. They have my social security number on the application, driver's license number on the application. I'm a veteran. It's stated on my driver's license. In addition to that, I presented my DD-214. That's what you get when you leave the Air Force, stating all your information is on it. Presented my DD-214. So I'm a veteran. And if they do the check, everything's all clear. I've been fingerprinted by the state already. However, this is the part that I don't think is very fair. And that's you need 1, 2, 3, 4 references, okay? So now you got to go out and inconvenience people. Say, listen, you know, I'm trying to get a pistol. Now you got to explain all this. I'm trying to get a pistol, this, that, and the other. And mind you, we're in New York. Not everyone is on board with a gun. You know, so you try to find people that you think or that you know may have weapons. And hey, listen, I'm trying to get a pistol. Do you mind me being my reference? Okay, fine. All right, got my 4 names. They have to give their addresses. All right, we have to provide envelopes, stamped envelopes for them. So if the county does send them something, okay. But now here's the kicker. It's not just fill out this survey about me, the person that they're vouching for, and send it back, which in itself is an annoyance. Everyone's life is busy. But the kicker is it has to be notarized. Now, these people, in my position, it was, you know, people in my job. Now, on their Saturday or Sunday, not only do they have to go out of their way to fill out the survey, but now they got to go out and get it notarized and send it back. You know, this is about the gun owner themselves applying for a permit. Now my permit is dependent. Yeah, I'm hitting my microphone. Now my permit is dependent on other people and not my history. So what am I going to do? I got 60 days from the time I received this about a week ago. They said they're going to hold my application for 60 days. They either need the references or I can reapply at another time. Now I got to go bother these people. I don't feel right with that. I'll mention it to them once, and I totally understand. Sad, especially when these people have kids, you know? And They're going to have to stop what they're doing to go out and about, to go get something notarized for someone else. Nah, it's just, I don't sit right with that. I'll mention it in passing. I only got 60 days. But then I got to like submit this all over again too. So I'm at a little bit of a stonewall. One of my options, if I just forego this, forget about the pistol permit, I'll try to get my money back for my postal money order. And I'll just put it in the S&P 500. Or buy some XRP. Different topic. But what I can do is, remember, this is 36 inches long. New York State, it has to be a minimum of 26 inches. 26 inches, I'll tell you right now, I did this earlier and I was like, oh, this will work. 26 inches puts me right here. So you can forget about this whole butt. This right here will be gone. However, in New York State, I was reading also, it can't be like butted off and just a pistol grip. You know what I mean? It can't be with just a pistol grip. But at 26 inches long, there are shotguns out there that will have a small butt. This is the butt. It will have a small butt, and so it'll be like this long. Okay? So just imagine now, the trigger will be right around over here. Now I can maneuver. Just like those Navy SEAL teams when they go into their home. But they have like the AR-15s, shortened versions. But, you know, that'll work for my purpose. I'm not going to be carrying. Even though I got the pistol permit, that was just to keep at home. To carry a concealed carry permit, that's a whole different ballgame. I'm not going down that road. Plus, I don't know how much longer I'll be in New York. You know, I may move to another state. And the states I do have in mind, yeah, they're gun-friendly states. So, those are my options with the guns. Let me just say a couple of things real quick. I'm not promoting violence by any means. Okay? Weapons are not a toy at all. I do have a quick little story. How many minutes I've been talking? Damn, 17 minutes already. I like to keep it quick. So I'll close with this. They're not a toy. Okay, they could be used for survival. They could be used for hunting. But I'm talking about home protection. Okay. So please take precautions, take classes, and be legal about it. Know the law. Because we're trying to stay legal here. In New York State, you don't need a license for a rifle. New York City is a whole different ballgame. So I'm not even speaking about New York City itself. Okay? But past New York City, when you come to Westchester County, Putnam, Dutchess, Ulster, etc., they're legal. You know, it doesn't mean you could be carrying in the back of your car like you see in the movies down south. No. Not like that. There are laws involved. I'm talking about home protection. I'm talking about responsible ownership. Okay? So on that note, folks, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for listening to the Drewster's Dojo. Please like, subscribe, and also comment. Yeah, I like a nice comment. So, meantime, peace. Never say die.